In this story, Ku had descended to earth in his form as a human being and found a beautiful woman with whom he fell in love and raised a family and took care of his family in the ways that he should. But there came, as there sometimes did, a time of famine, of drought to the land, and the people started to perish and things became very, very dire. And he knew that it was coming to the point that either he could hold on to his family in this material world, or he could exercise his full potential as an akua, but that would necessitate his leaving from his family. So it's a very emotional struggle that he went through between his human life and his akua form. But ultimately he explained to his family, to his wife and his children, that he was going to make of himself a sacrifice and provide for them food and for many generations to come, and that they would never have to worry about starvation ever again, but that he would have to leave. And of course it was a very, very tearful goodbye. But Ku went into the garden and he stood, as the story tells, on his head, and on his head he descended into the earth until just the tops of his toes were showing, and completely disappeared into the earth. And at the sight of his disappearance, his wife cried for many, many days, it is told, and watered the point where he buried himself, literally. And eventually there came a shoot of a breadfruit tree, which is what we call an ilo. So there came an ilo out of the ground, which grew into a large tree. And this is a myth, so I'm sure the tree grew very, very quickly and just enough time to produce ripe fruit for the family to be saved from starvation. As the story goes, they were. But the fruits from this tree were kapu to his family. No one else could come inside and take those, and if they did, they would muck it, they would perish. But the other ilo that came out of the tree, the shoots, could be harvested and transplanted and given to other families, as the story goes. So according to this story from Kona, the ulu is a gift of the god Ku, who in a mythic sense stands on his head. He takes his entire world and flips it upside down. He has a hulihia experience, which is typical of what we see in many myths, where one has to go from a human form to an akua form. There has to be a great overhauling of the world, a great reordering of things. And then the true gifts of our inner capacity can be evoked, as was the case with Ku.